Describing it as a crime. What do you do for a living? I work for Comcast. If you're as good at avoiding the cops as Comcast is at avoiding their customers, you'll be just fine. I go to people's houses, cover our faces, strap them down, put them in a big truck, then bring them to this large building with lots of diseases, and make them go in. First responder/EMT. I help people circumvent copyright. I get them loads of free DVDs, books, CDs, games, and even help them get into parks, zoos, and other venues for free. Don't pay to go to that museum or baseball park. Come see me first. All you have to do is ask, and I can probably hook you up with any media that's come out in the last 100 years for free within a couple days. What to look up something you don't want your mom to see? Come and see me. Trying to sue your boss? Come and see me. Want to recall a politician, or overthrow the government, or learn loopholes to not to pay your taxes? Come and see me. No questions asked, ever. I don't need to know what your job title is, all I know is that I need to be your friend. I carefully go into people's backyards and remove bits of their natural setting, while attempting to leave no evidence that anything ever happened. Gardener, lawn care. Deleted. So, how's dentistry with everything going on? I heavily drug and paralyze people while wearing pajamas. Anesthesiologist. Prepare and hand instruments to someone to cut into a unconscious person. I stand next to you and awkwardly do absolutely nothing. I hold pets hostage and poke them with needles and only return them if the owner pays me. My husband does the same job a little differently. He diagnoses pregnancy by sticking his arm up their butt. I hold children captive while I force them to listen to my annoying voice for hours every day. YouTube streamer. I forcibly hold animals down and stab them with sharp objects filled with drugs. I'm a vet tech too. For a living we stab animals with sharp things, stuck tubes in every orifice imaginable, put someone else's blood in them when they don't have enough of their own, look at little pieces of them under the microscope, and then put them to sleep and wake them up again all day long. I drive fast and disregard the rules of the road on my way to break into people's homes and cause immense water damage. Afterwards I tear down their ceilings and drywall and leave without cleaning anything up. I will never look at firefighters the same. I live off the hard work of two older people, paying nothing in return. Kid. Pretending I care about people's day so I can peddle them useless products. Mom. Bribe people to teach me information useful to my plans for making a hefty profit in the future. College student. I help other criminals avoid jail. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. I'm making sure that the thousands of dead bodies stays in the ground without anyone complaining about their placement. Gravidigger. I clean the messes left behind from sloppy henchmen. Janitor for an adult theater. I spend somebody else's money. Purchaser/buyer. I force people to eat and make them strip so I can wash them. Elderly caretaker or lotion applier of the dark wells. I extort old people. They give food, shelter, water, clothes and an education. There is an age limit though. I love that the only two answers to this I can think of either A. You're a child, or B. You've got a sugar daddy. Go to a building and vandalize paper. I'm a student, didn't really know what to put. Edit. For online school. Trespass on someone else's property without their consent and sit at a table while I wait for instruction from an older person on an electric device on what more to vandalize with nonsense no one really cares about. I'm a student theft of taxpayer money. Edit. Holding old people hostage until they tell you everything. I access private patient information and manipulate their medical records. I've probably seen your butthole too. Hahaha. Thanks for checking. I thought something was wrong down there. Force children to stay in a small room to do paperwork without paying them. Teacher. First, I spy on things using lenses and optics to get the best view. Then I try and grow what I've seen. Once I've got them to grow, I experiment on them, see what is best to kill them. When I know how best to kill them all, I dispose of the others by burning or steaming them to death. Microbiologist? I sneak into people's hotel rooms while they're not there. Maid/housekeeping? Dismember bodies and sell the meat for consumption. Butcher? My body stole genetic material from my husband's body, spliced it with my own, and now I'm in the final days of gestation, before bringing forth a hybrid which I will then brainwash through nurturing, education and systems of reward, to espouse the same moral and ethical code I follow. Neat and also scary description of parenting. Not me, but someone I know sells drugs. Pharmacist. I steal from 7/11 edit. During the football season, kids would pay me to buy them candy from the 7/11, which was a 10 to 15 minutes walk from school, but I figured I could make more money from not paying for an item or so a trip. I did it more for the rush than for money, but I earned enough to eat at school every day, so I have no regrets. Your job is being literally everyone then. I drive sealed containers of customer orders to undisclosed locations to be unloaded. Trucker? I look at the data provided by our customers and check to make sure all of the private information is accounted for. I'll listen to recordings of phone calls I wasn't a part of and read emails not addressed to me. Facebook employee. I calculate the exact bare minimum amount of material that is required to build a bridge, so contractors can maximize profits while they make a structure that barely doesn't fall down killing hundreds anymore, and can design a bridge that will stand up, but it takes an engineer to design a bridge that will just barely stand up. I ensure that the highest leaders of the world's most dangerous killing machine always have open functional lines of communication. You maintain the hydrophone at Shark World? I control the Mies with sound waves that make humans suggestible to violent crimes and drugs, mostly drugs. I promote promiscuous sex to further disease and unwanted pregnancies. I try to brainwash people and would love for millions to follow me, making me the most powerful influential person on the planet. Sometimes I incite riots and revolution, yeah no. Along with a bunch of other stuff. I'm a hip hop musician among other things. Lol, this was fun. This just reminds me of Handlebars by Flobbits. I can lead a nation with a microphone. I get paid to visit people's houses at night without waking them up. Santa? I stalk kids and leave before their parents come home. Uncle Frank? Make profit off other people's savings. Banker? People call me when they need something taken care of. Pest control? Take large amounts of children from their homes to a central location to be brainwashed, educated. Bus driver? I forcefully drag needles along people's skin with ink so I can put my art on them, and they have to live with it forever. Even if they're in pain, I don't stop. Tattoo artist? I take children away from their parents and give them back when unpaid. What do you do when they refuse to pay the ransom? I'm involved in a money laundering scheme in which I funnel tens of thousands of my money through a legitimate institution. After a 4, hopefully not longer, year process, I get a piece of paper with my name on it. College student. I take people's money to give them a slow and painful death. Job, McDonald's cashier. Indoctrinate children with facts. Reddit mod. I move large quantities of money between bank accounts without consulting the account owners. Wells Fargo? Defraud US taxpayers by working on bloated Defense Department contacts. Wow, you didn't even have to change the description. Considering my job is illegal in 39 states, this is easy. I sell mind-altering drugs to others who will, in turn, sell them to users. But I still pay taxes, so. Weed farmer? I force instruments into kids' hands, make them play it for hours in my room, and hours at home. If they choose to not take the instrument home, I contact their parents. If they take it home, but still don't touch it at home, I contact their parents. I even make them learn to take care of this instrument, and I contact parents when they don't, so that hot cross buns intensifies. I destroy the environment to enable people to do further destruction. Human being. People pay me to make sure their servers don't have an accident. The ad mafia. So powerful, so feared. I torture people by making them do intense physical exertion. Sometimes I even restrict their diets to exclude things that taste good. Personal trainer. I gather all kinds of personal and confidential data, like passwords, account numbers, SSNs, etc., from individuals and businesses, and then I use it to access their accounts, change stuff around, and even file official forms, as though I'm that person or company. For example, just this past year, I probably filed taxes as over 100 different individuals. Sometimes I don't stop there, I'll get their children's information and file as them too. The businesses are the best, though. I take their information, pretend to be them, and then bill them for it every month. They just keep paying the invoices, the suckers. Tax accountant. Almost too easy for me. I have massive quantities of coke shipped into several locations, where they are then distributed by many salespeople. You work for Coca-Cola. I rule the world by typing in a language only a few understand. Only a few would understand. Definitely a peril programmer. I keep a low profile wherever I go. I'm a forgettable character, which helps, because I erase any evidence that I was ever there. Me on Tinder. I lull people into a false sense of comfort before stealing the hair from their head and face. I trick people into telling me intimate details about them, then hold them hostage until they pay me. They seem to like it. They come back every 2 weeks. Therapist. I have 2 tiny human beings at my mercy. I often make them strip naked and put them in water. Sometimes it makes them cry. If they displease me, I torture them in their minds by making them sit in isolation. Even when they go to bed is under my direct control. WTF, that's the worst possible way of describing being a parent, and I love it. I'll lurk in a dock and building all night watching people on my secret cameras. I do this as well, but it is several buildings and a vast area of open land. And I also have motion sensors set up in strategic locations to alert me when I'm not alone. I serve strange mixes of ingredients to innocent children before they all leave and never return. I'm a chef in a scout camp. Grow weed. I steal your kids right out of your driveway and take them to the place they hate most on this earth. I take high-grade organic material and make people eat it all while taking their money. I have 5 minutes to con people into become my hostages as I drug them into a completely paralyzed sleep, take over their body functions, breathing, heartbeat, temp, etc., and I control when and if they get to wake up. I work with a guy who likes to cut people, but he likes to keep them alive for later, so we do business together. I show up to people's porches and leave behind food I didn't pay for. I butcher live animals, blend their flesh into a soup, add caustic chemicals until their proteins, fats and carbohydrates are melted away, and all that's left is DNA. Then, I steal their genetic information and sit at a desk and analyze their family history. I chew at people, then poke their teeth and gums with my sharp noisy instruments. Other times I completely remove it and replace it with metal, screw into their jawbone. I run around playing ding dong ditch and deliver drugs. I don't do this anymore, but I used to work for a company that shoots children. My boss would gather school-aged children together in a neat little line and shoot them in the face one by one. Sometimes they made me do it. The worst part is, before we shot each one, we told them to smile. I sell insurance. I'm inside thousands of people's houses at the same time without being invited, telling them my prediction of the future. Weather person. Username checks out. Probably get buried, but I love these questions. I use emotionally manipulative tactics to make you feel special and talk you out of money or stuff. I like stuff. I promise a relationship to you that I never have to live up to and pretend to know and care all about you. I do remember enough to make my job easier, and I keep notes on every single person who gives me money or stuff so that I know how much you've given, what stuff you've thought I would like, and how often I can ask you. I also pay really close attention to how much money you give me so I know how to slowly ask for more and more. I'll soothe your feelings if someone makes you feel bad when you visit, and of course I'll always have time to talk to you in person or on the telephone. I'll email you regularly so you don't forget me, and to remind you that you really do want to send me $25 or $50 here and there on top of the monthly gifts that I ask for. I work in donor relations at a non-profit cat shelter. I make people's business look sellable cause they can't do chess. New mission, make this chess shine. Not completely sure what my crime was, but I was forced into a prison in which you sit with 20 other prisoners, the prison guard watching and making sure you don't act up. After 50 minutes we get 5 minutes to walk to the next prison cell, act up and you'll be sent to the prison warden. There are 30 minutes in the 7-hour day where we get to eat, but we are all combined in a cafeteria. Trying to leave early results in more time in prison cells. Although lately we have been put under house arrest. The perpetrator forcefully aligned the victims, 1 and 0, and made them perform mathematical equations. After he was done with the victims, he discarded them. I strap people to a bed, put tubes in every hole they have, make a few more for a few more tubes, take their blood out, and watch them die. I work for EA. I'm training to become someone that steals other people's blood. Phlebotomists. I work for Nestle. I stab people and make them pay me for it. Oh my, you watched until the end? That's fucking awesome, dude. Thanks for watching.